everyone, welcome back to the channel. As promised, we are going to be giving the bathroom right behind me a makeover this weekend. So this is actually going to be part 1 of 2 because I'm going to break it up into demo and flooring for this part, and then the next part is going to be decorating and adding a few finishing touches to the bathroom. So in this video, we're going to be going over how I installed penny tile and the design that I've come up with. So I've seen a lot of different designs with black and white penny tile and they're all really beautiful. I just wanted something a little bit more unique though, because I've been seeing the same pattern that I think Chris Loves Julia actually made really popular, but I wanted to try out something a little bit different. So I'm really excited to share that design that I've come up with you guys. But first, let's take a look at what we're working with in the bathroom and what it's currently looking like. Okay, so here are the floors that we installed last year. It's just like a peel and stick, and you can see that a lot of it is starting to come off. None of the tiles are sticking. There's a chip over here, and it's just not looking good. And then last year we installed this paneling in the bathroom, which I absolutely love. Definitely keeping that, and we just want to add new floors to kind of give it a more finished look. And then here is the sink. I switched out this plate last year and didn't do anything with this. This is what came with the house. I do want to change that out in this video, so maybe this video or the next one. And then the lighting itself is actually not bad. I painted the back of it so you can tell that it kind of matches the rest of the paneling. And we added this trim around the mirror just to kind of give the builder grade look a little bit of a more of an elevated feel. So it does look really good and I like it. We just need some new floors in here. Okay, so now that we've had a look at what we're working with, let's take a little peek at my mood board and all of the inspiration photos that I've put together for this project. I've been really loving modern Victorian design elements lately, so that means using a lot of rich colors, penny tile floors, wood tones, brass finishes, and lots of architectural details. And we already have a few of those things, which is absolutely great and a really great jumping off point for us with this whole project. So we just need to add a few more touches to really give it the whole Victorian feel. Now to get started, you're going to need to turn off the water line and remove the water hose and the toilet. So you should flush it out a few times once the water is shut to make sure that you're draining it and that there's not much water left in there. There's always going to be a little bit left over though, I will say, so definitely be prepared with some towels or a sponge or just something to catch any of the remaining water. Next, you're going to need to remove any baseboards and vents that are low to the ground. You can use a mini crowbar and a hammer like I did, and as long as you're very careful with that, you should be able to reuse all of the pieces that you remove. So at this point, we were able to finally start working on removing the peel and stick floors, and those were coming off so easily. It honestly took us about 10 minutes, if even that. We really started to struggle with the vinyl floors below that though. So after a little bit of research online, Kevin and I kind of got into a groove and we started removing it a lot quicker. So a couple of tips for you guys if you have vinyl floors like us is to first start out by making a few cuts in the center of the floors. Then from there, you can use a heat gun to start to reactivate the adhesive and use a scraper to slowly pull up the sheets of vinyl. It is going to take some time for sure, and I also will caution you that if you have an older home built in the 80s or any time before that, there is a potential that you could find asbestos. So before you start diving into this DIY project, definitely consider the age of your home and whether or not you want to have it tested. Okay, so it took us about like an hour or two to remove all of the vinyl flooring and the peel and stick flooring, but now we finally are down to the subfloors, and it's basically just like plywood laying down, and we need to now put in the hardy backer board because that's what the tile is going to be going on top of. And the reason that we can't do just like on top of the plywood is because I think the tile needs to breathe, and it's basically supposed to be laid on top of mortar and this hardy backer board. So we have to install that, and I'm going to do a dry fit of the hardy backer board just to make sure that it fits properly in there, and then I want to know where I need to make all the cuts for like little corners and like around the toilet bowl and everything. So Hardy backer board comes in sheets of 3 by 5 and our bathroom is roughly like 4 by 6 in length. And then like if you go into that little corner where like the toilet would be, that's an additional like 2 feet. So we bought 2 pieces of the Hardy backer board and I'm hoping that that's enough to cover the entire flooring that we're going to be laying tile down on. But if it's not, we'll have to make a quick run to the hardware store. So we were able to cut 1 piece of the Hardy backer board and now we need another piece to kind of go this way. And this is like where the toilet is, and then over here there's like some heating and air vent. So the remaining distance from here to here is going to be, so 34 by 50 is what we need to get cut. Okay, so it's taken a pretty long time, maybe like an hour or 2 to actually get all of these pieces to fit. So you can tell over here we have to cut a little piece to kind of make sure that it went under like this. And then over here we cut a piece and then made the circle. And then we cut another piece over here and that one. So all together just 4 pieces. We didn't have to make like a ton of small ones, so I'm really happy with that. And the small ones are like kind of hidden behind the toilet, which you won't even see because we're gonna patch it up soon. So we're taking things out so that I can start mortaring. So here's the thin set mortar that we're going to be using. This is going to be just to adhere the backer board on here. So we're all done laying the Hardy backer board on here, and I need to patch up a few of the spots over here. There's like, you know, wherever we had to create multiple cuts, there's going to be like a little bit of a space between there. So we're just using this cement board joint tape so that we can add some more mortar on top and then create like a very seamless you know, base for us to start tiling. And we're gonna have to let this set overnight. So the good thing is the end of the night, and then tomorrow we can get to tiling. So this is the prep step that we're gonna need to use. It just helps to fill in any holes or cracks in your mortar or in your plywood. All right, it's been a few days, you guys, and the Hardy backer board is definitely set, definitely ready to start laying down the tile today, which is so exciting. You can see over here, I've already got the entire border planned out. And then I placed the trim over here to just, you know, make sure that it will fit nicely on top of the tile on the edge. And then we started getting our pieces of the white penny tile in there. So yeah, we've got the border ready all around. Got Appa over there, just keeping watch. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this and see what we get. Okay, it's day 4 of working on this penny tile floor in the powder room or half bathroom, and I've got some dry erase markers. We're gonna start drawing out the design, and I just want to get like an idea of where all the black penny tile for this design needs to be placed, and I want to do it in a very like non-permanent kind of way. So I'm gonna put up a little picture here of what I drew out, what I would like it to turn out like, and let's see if we can get as close to that as possible. Okay, so let's start off by seeing where the center of this is. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So this is what the design is looking like. We added a little corner detail, a few little flowers and diamonds, and I think I really like it so far. It kind of feels like a rug going down this way, and then we did our best to center it on where the toilet is going to be, and then just added a few final like flowers on either side. So I feel like it looks really balanced. Now we just have to place them. So once you have your design figured out, you can start removing the white penny tile that you marked. And initially I was using a mini crowbar and it worked at first, but I found sometimes it would scratch the nearby tile, which after so much hard work, you really don't want anything to, you know, mess up this process. So I did some research online and noticed a lot of people actually use a flathead screwdriver to pop these out. So once I started doing that, everything was a lot more seamless and quicker. So I would definitely recommend using a screwdriver. So then using a plastic bag with a hole in it, I added little dots of mortar to the black penny tile and then just popped them back into the empty spaces. Our final step is to grout, and Kevin and I picked out a dark gray grout color called DeLorean Gray. I'll make sure to link it down below for you guys, as well as all of the other tools that we ended up using. I definitely don't want you guys to go through the same thing that we did, where we had to run to the hardware store about 12 different times for 12 different items. Just take a look at the description below and make sure you have everything before you get started. All right, so after 2 weekends and multiple unplanned trips to the hardware store, the floors in the bathroom are finally done, And you guys, I am so obsessed with them. They're so pretty. And honestly, there are so many moments throughout this whole project that I wanted to just stop and cry, but I didn't stop. And let me tell you, it was so worth it. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So let's take a look. Said we're going to be adding in a transition piece over here. We're going to be adding in the trim around the edges again, and then we're also possibly getting a new counter and a few other little touches to make this bathroom feel more complete.